Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll continue the talk on the release stream. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Today we will talk about another specific release dream theme and how to analyze them for yourself. Today let's look at another two common release streams. The one where you're missing the plane, train, boat, or bus, and the one where you see neglected or abused animals or babies. Missing the plane, train, boat, or bus. The release stream of missing your plane or boat or bus has many variations, most of them resulting in very frustrating feelings for the dreamer. In the dream, you may miss a bus because you didn't pack your clothing in time, or you can't get on the bus because you had so much luggage you couldn't fit through the front door. Sometimes this dream theme will manifest itself as a flight that you had forgotten all about, or that you had taken too long in traffic to get to the airport and so missed the plane. Sometimes the dreamers will get distracted along the way to their vehicles and miss the boat because something else was going on and the dreamer lost track of time. Sometimes people get to the boat or the train and then find that they forgot their tickets or that they are there on the wrong day, like the train took off yesterday and things of this nature. Very often in these dreams, there's a terrible feeling of rushing against insurmountable odds. And usually the dreamer is quite disappointed to have missed the boat, bus, train, or plane. When analyzing this type of a dream, it's important to ask yourself how you feel about missing the boat or the plane or the bus and so forth, and to describe what led up to that situation in the dream. There can be many interpretations for this dream theme, from feelings of lost opportunity or a feeling of fear and anxiety that holds a person back from whatever they must do. Sometimes there's a feeling of frustration and sometimes guilt at not having lived up to an obligation or a duty that a person strongly felt was theirs in the waking world. Some people have this type of dream frequently, and when they ask themselves questions, they often discover that they had such overscheduled lives with so many deadlines and so much pressure that they regularly feel they are missing an opportunity to live a happier life. To determine what is the right analysis of this type of release dream, you need to depend upon the specifics of the dream and on the dreamer's feelings about both the images in the dream and the context of his or her life. Dreamers who suddenly discover they have forgotten a trip entirely usually can bridge these experiences to some project in life or some project at work of which they have lost track. Dreams in which the dreamer is distracted by other people, other events, and or rather unimportant activities usually have something to do with the dreamer's procrastination with making an important step in their psychological growth, or in the actual structure of their lives or relationships or career. In our first example of the release dream where you miss the train, boat, plane, or bus, we have a woman who in her dream she kept missing the plane because she had forgotten to pack her luggage, or she forgot her tickets, or a bird was unable to fly because of fear and inability. At other times, she would dream that she waited too long and missed her flight, or once, given a free airline ticket and rushing to catch the plane in her dreams, she was unable to find the airport and so missed the flight. When she analyzed this release dream, she found that all of these circumstances seemed to represent missed opportunities to live a fuller, more exciting and freer life. At the time of this series of dreams, the woman was in a very unhappy relationship with a man, and it wasn't until she had learned enough about herself and the dynamics of the relationship, and with a great deal of help from her dream work, that she was able to both leave the relationship and to dream of actually flying. Her new release dream theme of flying reflected her new ability to soar and her new sense of her own power. In our next example of a release dream of missing the boat, train, bus, and so forth, we have a woman that dreamt that she was getting ready to take the Orient Express, which is a wonderful train ride through an exotic part of Europe. And in the dream, she was packing her bags. In the dream, she thought she had another 3 hours and had plenty of time to get to the station, when suddenly she looked at her watch and realized that she only had 5 minutes to make it. She didn't know where the time had gone. She began to rush like crazy, and the dream ends where at the point she is still rushing to the station and knows that it's too late, that she is not going to make it. When the woman analyzed this dream, she began to describe her feelings and the action in the dream. She said that she was thinking that she had plenty of time. She then examined her waking life to see if this dream situation reminded her of something in her waking life. And she said that she had commented to her best girlfriend the day before that she felt that she had plenty of time to find a man, get married, and have a family. She suddenly realized from the dream that she had been fooling herself. She explained that she was already 36, and if she didn't put her mind to it, that she would be too old to have babies comfortably. For her, going on the Orient Express is a great adventure, and that was how she felt, that getting married and having children would be like. This dream acted like a wake-up call on her life. To help you analyze your dreams of missing the train, boat, plane, or bus, ask yourself the following questions. 1. In the dream, how do you feel about missing your plane, train, boat, or bus? 2. Do you know why in the dream you are missing your boat, or bus, or train, or plane? 3. Do you see any parallels between the cause of your missing the dream vehicle and any attitudes, behaviors, or circumstances in your waking life? 4. Does whatever it is that causes you to miss the boat, train, bus, or plane in the dream also cause you to miss the boat in your waking life? 5. Do you have trouble getting where you want to go in life because you're always too rushed, unprepared, or distracted, or overburdened, or things of this nature? 6. What might you be able to do to remedy the situation? Sometimes in dreams, we'll get very upsetting dreams of babies or animals who have been neglected or starved or burned or in some way terribly abused. Sometimes the dreamer wakes after seeing them and feels terrible for them. Sometimes the dreamer wonders what to do and tries to figure out how to help the animals or the neglected babies, or whether it's too late to save them. The usual outcome of this dream theme is that the dreamer awakens anxious and very sad. Many psychologists and dream therapists believe that all images in dreams represent aspects of the dreamer. They see these dreams as neglected or misrepresented parts of the dreamer's own being. Another interpretation could be that the person may have experienced childhood abuse, either physical or sexual, in which the child was terribly neglected emotionally or was physically mistreated. Many therapists would agree that this is the most common interpretation for this type of a release dream. It is important for the dreamer to get a very careful description of the babies or the animals and their condition. Often this brings tears to the dreamer's eyes. It's important for the dreamer to recognize the level of pain that is still buried within them, and that this pain is making its appearance in the dream state. In our first example of the release dream of seeing neglected and abused babies or animals, we have a woman that woke up crying from this dream theme. In the dream, she looked behind a door in her room, and she saw these little kittens. They had been starved and burned. The kittens had lost most of their hair, and a lot of their skin was blistered, and they were just moaning in pain. They were so raw, she could hardly stand it. She didn't know what to do, and she didn't know if it was too late to save them. When this woman analyzed her dreams of the abused kittens, she was describing the condition of the kittens and burst into tears just thinking about it. feeling the kitten's pains vicariously. She then asked herself if there was any part of herself that felt like these kittens. Suddenly she burst into sobs. She had been abused as a child, physically abused and emotionally neglected. She felt just as raw and burned as the dream kittens. She then asked herself what might have triggered this dream on this particular night. She thought about it for a while and then said that she had had a family dinner the night before the dream, and being around her mother and father, trying to be happy, had taken more of a toll on her than she had realized. She then realized that she had a lot more healing to do before she could fully recover from the terrible childhood she endured. In our next example of the released dream of seeing neglected and abused babies and animals, we have a woman that dreamt that she saw a little baby boy behind her husband's desk at work. The dream child apparently had not been fed for days, nor had his diapers been changed. At first, she was hesitant to take responsibility for the child because she didn't know whose child he was. But seeing that no one else was going to take care of him, she took him up in her arms, bathed him, and began to feed him. In the dream, she felt uneasy about taking on this new responsibility in her life. When the woman analyzed her dreams, she described the baby as being very much like her husband's feeling self. Her husband was a man who worked very hard, joked a lot, but was very out of touch with his feelings. It was as if he was afraid to know what he was feeling. She and her husband had just started couples counseling, and the woman felt that she had to do most of the work in order to ease her husband into the experience of therapy. She bridged her feelings of taking on a whole new responsibility to her concern that she had begun to see how very undeveloped and immature her husband's feeling side actually was, and she began to wonder if she would have the patience to take care of him for the several years it would undoubtedly take for him to develop emotionally into a more mature adult. To help you analyze your dreams of seeing neglected or abused babies or animals, ask yourself the following questions. 1. Describe the babies or the animals in your dream, including anything you can say about how they feel and how you feel about seeing them yourself. 2. Is there any part of yourself or anyone in your life who is like these mistreated babies or animals? 3. What other feelings do you have in the dream? Do they parallel feelings you have regarding the person or part of yourself that is like the babies or animals? 4. How severely mistreated or neglected are these animals or babies? Do you or they need professional help to help with the healing process? I have a great many videos now on many different topics, so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.